So I met today's guest, Raphael. I think I met him. I'd heard of him around 2019, maybe 2020. But it was in 2020 where I really first got to know him. The guys over at PickFu actually came to me and said, "Hey, we're going to run this contest with like 4 different agencies, and we want to feature your product." And at that time, I was doing hand sanitizers, a company called Germshark. And I said, "I'm sure." I said, they said, "These guys are going to compete. They're going to create videos. They're going to create images. They're going to create A+ content. And then you get to go through it all, Kevin. You get to decide which one you like the best. And then it's up to you whether you want to go with them and pay them or not, if you like it enough." And so Raphael's company, Share It Studio, was one of the winners. There was two companies that actually kind of came close, real close to each other. And one of them I liked one of their things, and then one of them I liked the other thing. But Share It Studio did the best job overall, and they ended up creating a really kick-ass video for us and a whole bunch of really cool content. So that's where I got to know him. And then I've met him at some conferences. And, this guy, his background wasn't necessarily an Amazon seller. He was a 3-time Telly Award-winning marketer and filmmaker. And then he decided to go out on his own, and he saw this need in the Amazon space where there's just not a lot of good agencies creating good imagery and video content. So in 2018, he founded Share It Studio. And as a Amazon-specific marketing agency, now they do a few things that's not Amazon, but they focus on Amazon. And they really want to set themselves apart by not just saying, "Okay, we'll create some pretty pictures and we'll make some nice videos," but it's data-driven. So they're actually looking at the data, looking at what it is that they actually need to do. What are the trigger points that are going to make people buy? Not just create a beautiful video that looks great, but what can they say? What can they do? What about those first 3 seconds? And just create a really custom bespoke package of creative services just for Amazon sellers on the Amazon platform. They do everything from PPC videos, premium A+ content, images, branding, and a whole lot more. And they're really good at what they're doing. So Raphael's going to be coming on in just a minute and sharing today specifically on package inserts. Now, before I bring him on, I want to talk about package inserts for just a second, because there's a lot of what I believe misinformation out there when it comes to package inserts. There's a lot of people that say you should not use package inserts on Amazon. You will hear that on Facebook groups. You will hear that from some of the people that help fight against Amazon. They say, don't use package inserts. Don't do it. You're putting yourself at risk. I 1,000% disagree with that. 1,000% disagree with that. I think there are certain things that you should not do on a package insert. People say, well, you can't direct traffic off of Amazon. BS. Yes, you can. What you cannot do is put your package insert or your URL. If you read the terms of service carefully, Amazon says you cannot direct traffic off of Amazon, but that's on Amazon. That means that don't put your URL in your product photos. Don't put something in, don't email, using the customer follow-up, something to take them off of Amazon. Anything on the Amazon platform in imagery or text, you cannot send them off of Amazon to do something. That is against the rules. But when it comes to your package insert, all the big brands, look at Sony, look at any of the big brands, they have package inserts for warranty registrations, for accessories, for different things. It's totally fine, in my opinion. But there is a line you have to draw, and this is where a lot of people get in trouble. And some people don't understand where that line is. You cannot do anything to influence reviews on Amazon. And that means in the old days, people would say, please leave us a 5-star review, click here, and they would take you to the review page. You can't do that. You can't put a smile and 5 stars. 5 stars is a kind of a trademark icon of Amazon that kind of indicates, give us 5 stars. You can't do that. You can't say something like, if you have trouble with this product, please email us. Don't contact the buyer. Don't contact Amazon or contact where you bought it. If you have trouble, contact us. Otherwise, please leave us a review on Amazon. That's directing negative traffic to you. Even though that's a good thing to do, you want to take care of the situation. That's indirectly directing negative remarks that might have been a bad review to you. There's other ways to say that. You could say something like, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Something like that. That has no indication of if there's a problem or there's something wrong, we want to fix it. And I understand you're trying to steer bad things away and you're trying to be good, but that can be seen as a negative. Or what happens a lot of times is people will have some sort of innocent package insert, and then they will send it to a warranty page or some sort of registration page, and then in the follow-up sequence, so everything is clean, but in the follow-up sequence, there's something that's a little gray or shady, and that's where people get into trouble too. So, but if you're doing the package inserts right, and I think you're totally fine, and there is a way to do them. You know, I get a lot of Amazon packages, and a lot of times I throw the package inserts out. I mean, it's one of the first things I used to look at them to see what other people are doing. But now, obviously, I probably get 20 Amazon packages a week. I probably look at one package insert. And that's what Raphael is going to show you today, is some ways to make sure that yours is the one that I'm looking at. And there's a reason that I only look at one, is because most of them suck. They're little business cards, or they don't have good graphics, or they don't catch my attention, or they're buried in the package in the wrong place. There's a whole number of reasons that I don't look at them, or there's no value to looking at it. It's just a bunch of text, or they all look the same. There's ways to stand out, and I use a package insert in my calendar business is one example that I like to give. And what I do is I put a 4x6 card in there, and I say, congratulations, you've won a free calendar. That's what the package insert says. And what that package insert then says, because I'm selling calendars are like selling milk. They go bad. So right now we're in May of 2024. Most people don't want to pay full price for a 2024 calendar. The year started 5 months ago. So it's hard to sell them. So if I have extra calendars left over, I got to get rid of them. I can throw them away. I can donate them somewhere. I can try to liquidate them. But what I do is I use my extra calendars as a premium. And so I say, congratulations, you've won a free calendar. Just pay $10 shipping and handling. And you can go to my website, and it's got the URL out there, and enter this code to get the calendar for $10. Or you can send a check or money order in the mail. A lot of people send checks or money orders in a physical envelope in the mail to my post office box. And then I give them a random calendar. It might be the calendar they just bought on Amazon. They don't get to pick the calendar. It's my extras. And I tell them, I tell them that you might get one you already have. If so, it makes a great gift for a friend or a colleague. Or you could put one in the garage and one in the house, in the office, or whatever. And it works really well. And I get a lot of leads that way. What do I do with those leads? The next year, I've got 17,000 people on this list. The next year, when my calendars come out, calendars are pretty much bought between mid-November and mid-January. That's the big 2 months that most of the sales happen. You're selling 400, 500, 600 a day of some titles. But in September, people aren't really thinking about 2024 like last year. So they're buying like 2 or 3 calendars a day. But that's where I use my list, and I send them out. If I have their email, I send an email, and I also send a physical postcard through the mail to them and says, hey, the new calendars for 2024, or in this case, coming up 2025, are out. You can buy them directly from me and pay $9.95 shipping and handling, or you can go to Amazon if you're a Prime member and buy them on Amazon and get free shipping. And what does that do? It allows me to launch my product completely with no PPC, no launches, no having to do Vine reviews, no nothing, because people go, and I have 4 different titles, and a lot of them they buy all 4. So that gets them in the frequently bought together. So then they also buy other calendars. So they might buy a motorcycle calendar or something like that. So then I start showing up on these motorcycle calendars as customers who looked at this or viewed this or those sections, and I started this flywheel going. And I'm selling 2 or 3 a day in September. And I just ride that wave all the way up, and I do 0 PPC for these calendars. I do 0 launch, and that's the power of a package insert. And then I can sell these guys other calendars that are not available on Amazon. I do it for my dog products with dog sample packs. I do it with a lot of things. But nowhere in there, in no of my emails, nowhere do I ever ask for a review. Do I ever indicate 5 stars? Do I ever indicate anything that's manipulating the system? It's all above board. And I've been doing this for 20 years. And there's nothing wrong with it. So that's where the gray area is. And usually if you dig deep and someone says, I got in trouble for package inserts, I didn't do anything, look deep into their package insert or into their funnel, and you're probably going to see that there is something that's a little on the edge there. So if you keep your nose clean and do this right, it can be powerful. And so Raphael is going to come on right now, and he's going to spend some time showing you some really cool ways to actually do package inserts. Hey, Raphael, how you doing, man?
How's it going, man? Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's an honor.
Appreciate you coming on and doing this, man. This is going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing what you got, learning a few things myself, hopefully.
I doubt that, but let's see, man. Let's see.
You never know.
It's true. It's true. You never know. All right. So should we get started?
Yeah, I'm going to turn this over to you. Looking forward to it. Good luck.
All right. Thanks, brother. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. As Kevin mentioned, I am the founder and CEO of Share Studio. Actually, my background was in law. I went to law school. I did 4 years of law school in Venezuela. And then I went filmmaking because I ended law. So that's like a really little fun fact. And then I started working, I graduated from filmmaking. I started filmmaking. I'm New York, etc. I worked in a lot of companies, CNN, Nickelodeon. And then in 2018, I was working for Nickelodeon and I decided to quit because I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to get out of that rat race, which I think, a lot of us maybe were there and we wanted to escape. So let's get started. So this is a little bit of what we do at Share Studio. I just wanted to give you a glimpse. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to give you a glimpse of what we do. So we only focus on creating content. Why? I feel like a jack of all trades is a master of none. We like to specialize in one thing only, and anything that has to do with visual and visually enticing or visually manipulating, you could say a little bit, that buy or that conversion. So anything that has to do with videos, listings, etc. Okay? Yeah. What are product inserts? You can read this. I know you can, but in my own words, it's a way to give the customer more experience, all right? To give them more value. The more value you give, the more value in return. So it's a powerful tool, obviously, to enhance the customer's experience. You can request feedback. You can promote purchases. All gonna depend on the product itself. So the same thing. I have a product insert for a supplement, for a hand sanitizer, then for a garlic press, for example. Those are consumables. You can repeat them. The garlic press, you can probably buy one when it breaks, but if it breaks too fast, it means the bad quality garlic press, right? So it depending on your product, I would say try to steer and try to analyze and strategize that product insert, okay? All right, let's keep going. So do's, some basic do's, deliver value. This is like just a general thing in life. Let's take it out of this realm. Let's go into newsletters. I don't read newsletters. I find newsletters actually very boring, or they're all the same. But I came across, and I'm trying to plug this in a way, but I came across one a few months ago, which was Kevin King's newsletter, right? The $1 billion newsletter. And there's so much value that I actually enjoy reading. That's because it's giving me value, like a bunch of value. If it wouldn't give me value, I just would, discard it, archive it, or read it, or delete it, etc. So make sure you deliver value. The most important asset. If you do not deliver value, you're not going to get anything in return. Okay? So some ways you can deliver value: additional usage guidelines, care recommendations, general insights, coupons, experience. There's a lot of ways, right? Make sure you maintain informativeness, meaning that you are, talking about your product's advantages or attributes of the product. And then the product again. These are all dependent on the product that you have. It's not a cookie cutter. It's not a cookie cutter template. It's more of a, what do I have? What fit into this mold type of situation from my experience. Encourage reviews. You want to avoid 100% encouraging any positive reviews or avoiding getting or encouraging avoidance of getting negative reviews, like Kevin said in the beginning. That goes against Amazon's TOS, and just like the tax man, the Amazon man is also going to find out at some point, right? So I would say steer away from that. So politely solicit feedback from the customer. As simple as your feedback matters could help. Then support. Again, it depends on the product, but extend support. Maybe it's a product that it costs, I don't know, $100. Most likely, if that product is a little bit faulty or people don't understand it because it's hard to assemble or something, you can, extend support. Maybe a video, maybe a hotline, maybe an email. I don't know. Something that gives them support. Cross-selling. If your product, you can match it with other products. For example, I'm going to show you an example in a bit of a baby product. But let's say you sell in the baby category. And there's a lock, and you're selling a lock securing mechanism for the door for babies, right? And you can also cross-promote the outlet protector for babies. So, you kill two birds with one stone. Don't. Avoid soliciting positive reviews, guys. Do not do that. That's like bad, bad, bad. Refrain from cherry picking reviewers, such as what Kevin said. Like, hey, if you're having a bad experience, come back and we can help you before you leave a bad review. That's a no. Steer clear from links, like Kevin said. Amazon wants everything in their ecosystems. What I've seen recently, though, is that they send them to a landing page, but the payment processing takes them directly back to the Amazon page. So what does that mean? That means that from the product insert, it takes you to a landing page. You gather data from there, like your pixels, the Facebook pixel. That's not Facebook anymore. The Meta pixel, etc. Now you have marketing data from there, and then it redirects them back to Amazon. I've seen that recently. Eliminate misleading information, false representations, exaggerated claims, deceptive details. You want to be as transparent as possible and as truthful as possible. Remember, giving value is about being real, maintaining real, and abstain from manipulation. Definitely abstain from manipulation, because that also, you're trying to cherry pick that review, okay? And avoid interfering with the packaging. This is more on your end. You don't want to have a package that's really hard to open because of the product insert, because it's not going to give value to the customer experience. The customer experience is everything. All right. So it's a simple thank you enough. It could be, but there's not more. So basically, you're wasting your money. So if you want to win and if you want to actually get results, you should definitely take action. So things you should include in your insert cards, things I would include, we've included with our clients, is warranties, how-to guides, how to take care of the product, benefits of the product, guidelines. But it's going to depend again on the product. I want to make sure that everybody understands it depends on your product. Okay? But in summary, if you want to get value, you should give, right? That rule of thumb in life, actually. We should all give value in life so we can get something valuable. So, type of products, inserts, or strategy. All right. So, review hunting. That's like the most basic one, right? You want to get reviews. The most reviews you get, better. I'm going to show you some examples. Store. You can put up a QR code and ask for feedback. You can use a joke, for example. And so you put the joke and then you put the answer. Kevin usually actually does this. He puts stump bases on the beginning of the email newsletter, and then at the end he gives us the answer. This allows him allows that you read through the whole thing, and then you have a reward at the end, which is kind of cool. Something like this. You give them a joke or a riddle or something, and then you put it in another way that I'll show you the answer, and then you politely ask. You give them value a little bit. You read them for it, right? So, for example, for this one. This is plainly emotional. Hey, scan this QR code and speak your mind. That's it. I just want your feedback. And your feedback means the world to us. Very important. Like, you're being sincere. You're trying to be as sincere as possible. This is some of the content we did for this seller. We also did his packaging, and he inserted it. And also, you added more value. He started a lead generate. So, if you want to watch this video, how to install this, watch this video, right? So you scan this QR code. And it's going to take you to we changed the QR code because we don't want you to see our customers things because of privacy. But basically it takes you to a landing page. It asks you for your email to unlock or to send the link of the video to that email. So right there you're getting more information. A simple joke is cool. So what type of candy is never on time? Chocolate. Get it? So ChatGPT helped us with that, by the way. So after they peel it, okay, and then hey, since we're here, share your experience with our candies, and then this kind of your code, you're asking for, right? This is for sticker. And another type of strategy is pre-purchase market. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can add custom coupons, and you can add also cross-selling. So a coupon is we all know maybe there's newer songs here. Coupon is just basically a way that you give them something, a discount, or a discount for the next purchase or when new purchase or something. And cross-selling, or to be even an external coupon. And cross-selling is when you promote something, another product, okay, based on that product that at least simulates or in some way it connects with the main product that they just bought. So, for example, this is the examples I'm giving you. It's a baby clear outlet plug, right? And the baby toilet plug. Hey, welcome to Parenthood. Since you bought this, we want to help you. Here's more things that you can get, and you're going to get these products. You head to the storefronts, and you get some offers from those products. Boom. So they're buying this, but they're also, these guys also sell this. Because maybe when they get this in their, through their Amazon, they're like, oh, I also need this, So you're cross-promoting that seller. Okay, so list building is extremely important as well. As we all know, Amazon is their own ecosystem, and they have the last say in everything. So, like Kevin was saying about his calendars, doesn't matter if he sells them on Amazon or not. He has a list, so Kevin doesn't even need PPC because he has a whole list already. So that's one of the things that you should be doing: list building. Okay, so basically, just as a gift, you can create a strategy. Number one as a gift. Basically, create a lead magnet from your website or app, and you just tell the customer, like, hey, you want this? We need this in return. And they give you this, which is this. Well, you can ask for several thousand information, email, phone number, etc. Or strategy two, a newsletter. Create a newsletter with interesting content to promote it and put it in your insert cart. You're giving value. For example, you have a client that he sells bonsais. I didn't know this, but bonsais are very much, it's like a fair. Like there's like a thing for bonsais, and people are really in. So they read newsletters, they read articles, they see videos, they watch videos. Part of this newsletter is giving value to them. So that's how they build their list. Also through social media. So for example, this is a list building tactic that we used. This is basically a projector for kids rooms that you can see the cosmos and things like that. So what we did is that we added a QR code and created an exclusive playlist for this. So when they have this on, they feel like in the cosmos, right? So it's just literally just a label that we put on top, and it wraps the gift around. Like it's like an opening thing for the itself. Okay, so this is another idea. It doesn't just have to be a car, like Kevin said. It has to be something at least interesting. I'll show you more in a bit. For example, this one for this packaging, it was a peel off. So this is having that question in the background, like what type of candy is never on time. It leaves them wondering, and most likely, most of them are gonna open that. Or they're gonna peel it to find the answer if they don't know it. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. Gift cards. So for example, this product is a satchel kit for medicine students, people who want to learn, etc. Once you use this, it's done. If you use it so many times, you're gonna need more replacements of the skin to learn how to suture, right? So what we did is we added a scratch off. So we could just put a regular card inside, and they're like, oh, okay, I have this. But adding that little extra step, which is scratch to win, gives them the incentives because humans love them. So add that little more value, it's gonna go a long, long way. Plus, you gotta differentiate yourself from your competition. All right. This is for me the best strategy up to date, which is an app. Okay. Why? It's also gonna depend on the type of product you have. But why the app? Because the app, you're always gonna have them there. There's nothing more intimate right now, technology-wise, than phone for a human. It literally holds our work, our life, our secrets, our laughs. Like if you leave your house without your phone, most likely you're gonna return back home just to get your phone because it's literally that third arm that we don't have. So by having that, you have so much access to that particular buyer. For example, this is a QR an app that it's gonna help you, work out, and it's gonna give you workout. It's a workout app, right? This is the one I'm using to get ready for BDSS in Hawaii soon. I'm kidding. I don't have a six-pack. So this app is going to help you that. And there that you can promote also other types of product. For example, I have another app, which is a scale. I bought a scale, and that scale helps you track your weight through the app. Through the app, sometimes I get push notifications, which is, hey, we just launched this product. Would you like to look into it? Or, hey, we saw that you're hitting your fitness goal. We have this new product that can help you reach those fitness goals. etc. So there you're going to give a lot more value. And what are they doing? They're just cross promoting, they're cross selling. So I think that's brilliant. All right, so you need more ideas? No worries, we got you covered. For example, this pottery wheel. This is a lot of how-tos, because a lot of what we found out, and this is where data comes into play big time, knowing the product and knowing the buyer persona, right? So we knew that after research and after doing all the research that we do, we found out that people who buy this pottery wheel are people who are starting or have an interest in pottery. So what we did is that, okay, they want this, let's give them something extra. Not just, the insert card, which is like, hey, quick start guide, cool. But do you want to take it to the next level? Scan this to get a tutorial on how to do these types of pots or these types of shapes, right? Also, it can work for any type of industry. For example, this in type of products. For example, this doesn't have a box. It's just a bot, okay, that it sells with a poly bag around, right? So what we did is that for them to open this package, this is, again, we don't want them to make them force that they have to oh my God, I have to break this open to, no, this is actually a super light, but it's on top. We just want them to see it. Why? Because we understood that this cream was a cream that is, depending on the time of day you put it, it's got to increase the effects, or it's going to increase, not the effects, it's going to increase the performance of the cream. So how to apply it's very, very important. So scan this QR code for more information. Where we go there, they take it to a video, again, a wall, which that drive is going to grab information from, all right? Another one, this is a product a bit more pricey. So depending on the price point as well, warranties. So most likely, I want a warranty for this than for a garlic, unless it's golden garlic press made, I don't know, in the Amazon, right? But if it's not, it's a normal garlic press, $10. Do I really need a warranty for a garlic press? Or do I want a warranty for this external power source, which is $300? Most likely you get. So, hey, scan this QR code and you'll get your warranty. So that's why depending on the product, knowing your buyer persona, okay? Depending on the product and knowing your buyer persona, it's so, so important. So strategize that insert. Not just like Kevin said, it's not just like everything in life. Go to the gyms once a day. Oh yeah, you might, stay fit or, balance it out. But if you really want to get those abs, then you really have to give that value to that gym and to your body. It's the same thing. You have to put in the work. Understand the buyer persona, understand the product. From there, you cater or you create a unique type of product insert. Also, you also need a little bit of creativity, obviously. For example, the scratch off type of situation, or this one that we didn't know where to put it in. We're like, oh, you know what? Let's just wrap it around somewhere that they have to see it. Because sometimes when you open a packet, you just open it and you card the insert card. A lot of times, I've done a lot of it. So let's put it somewhere that they have to see it and they see the value from it, right? And remember, one step at a time. It's depending on your level of being a seller. If you're in stage 1 and you just launch your product, focus on reviews. If you want to do everything at the same time, great. But if not, if you want to take it step by step, focus on reviews, then focus on repurchase marketing, and then build it a list. All right. But this is a must. In the end, if you want to build a brand, building a list is a must. Another thing, if your package is, you don't want to create it in any way possible, maybe you don't want to destroy or interrupt this opening process, you can add it to a label, like the top, because you all know that it can only be a sticker, for example. Every bottle, or not every bottle, most of the bottles have a seal, right? So if they have a seal, why not put it there? They either way have to open it up. So why not put your discount or give them that value there? For example, these are supplements. Hey, next bottle, you get 50% off. If I like them, I'm going to use that 50% off coupon, 100%. So another thing that you could be doing, which I love this one, is A/B testing. Marketing, just like life, is not 1 + 1 = 2. Marketing is just trial and error. Obviously, you're spending a bunch of money. You're investing a bunch of money into your future. So you want to mitigate that fail as much as possible. For example, when we were doing Kevin's videos and for the Joe Shark, we ran 100 pig food tests. We were actually the company that ran the most pig food tests. Why? Because we want to mitigate the most amount of errors possible. We didn't come out of the studio. We're like, oh, let's just create this. It's gonna be a win. No, we tried it out a lot of. So what you could do is in your packages, you can have 2 QR codes and see which one converts the most. And then on your product again. And get creative. Get creative as possible. I just showed you a bunch of ideas you guys duplicate as well. Stickers, scratch off. I saw one that it was like a credit card that was used a lot right now. So you can use that one if you want to keep it simple. And that's it. For overachievers, make sure that you're targeting you are evaluating your KPIs. So repeat purchase metrics. Are they buying this again? Is this working? Is it not working? Brand loyalty metrics. Are they going back? Are they not buying back? Off Amazon influence, Amazon attribution, advertising and sales, percentage of off Amazon sales. For example, Kevin gets a lot of off Amazon sales because he has that list, right? And that is it. I try to do it as fast as possible for the questions. I hope we have time.
We do.
Awesome.
That was good. Good stuff, Rafael. All right. I want to do something real quick before we get into answering specific questions. I want everybody that's on this webinar, if you're doing something else right now, stop. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop checking your phone. Come and listen to what I'm about to say. Everybody put their pencil down, because I'm seeing this in the comments. I'm gonna make a statement here. Everybody show their hands. Pay attention. You absolutely, positively can send people out of the Amazon ecosystem. Okay? You do. You can put your social media links. You can put a link to your website. You can do that. Quit falling for the misinformation that's all over Facebook, that people are talking out their ass, that don't know what they're talking about, are doing. Quit it. Quit spreading this stuff. I see this in the chat, and it pisses me off because you're wrong. And this is one of the reasons I created Freedom Ticket back in 2017 when Manny and Coates came to me and said, hey, do you want to create Freedom Ticket? One of the reasons I did is there's so much misinformation out there. Quit falling for it. You can absolutely do it. There's certain things you cannot do. Rafael showed you that. Bradley just posted in there like, you don't want to send people over, go buy this on Target instead or some Amazon's competition. But if you're going to create an app, that's a brilliant thing. You can create apps with no-code software now, with AI. You don't even have to be a programmer. You can go and create a very basic app and say, it's a great lead magnet. Download this app. He showed the example of the one that's for monitoring your weight, which is probably a little bit more elaborate. But you can create a very simple little app. People are more likely to download a cool app that goes with their product than they are. If I'm doing dog treats, I could do a dog training app. And it's got a few videos embedded in it. And it's a great lead magnet. You can send people off. What you cannot do is anything around reviews or influencing reviews or something like that. But you can send people off. You can capture information. Just don't do anything that would hint at influencing reviews. So that means putting 5 stars. That means saying, leave us a reviews and then putting 5 stars under it to say, kind of imply that you want 5 stars. To say, if you have a problem, contact us. Otherwise, go leave a review on Amazon. Don't do anything. Don't offer discounts. If you leave us a review, or if you do that, I'll give you a coupon. Don't do anything like that to incentivize reviews on Amazon. That you cannot do. And don't even do it on your own website, just so that there's no gray area there. But you can send people off, and they can buy things on your website too. Okay? So I want to get that straight. Okay? So quit falling for the misinformation. Quit.